What's it going to take to get you to come and ride with us? I've spent over 30 years traveling in and out of Mexico. Our goal is to get folks out of the big cities, get them out of the big tourist destination, and allow them to see the real Mexico, the hot springs, the butterfly sanctuaries, the pyramids, the waterfalls. It's a really accessible, really safe, really easy to get around country that has tremendous riding for motorcycles. It's just absolutely incredible. So we get asked a lot, is Mexico safe? My pat answer is yes. I tend to tell people if you're not looking for trouble, it won't find you. That could be in Youngstown, Ohio, Springfield, whatever state you're in, or the state of Michoacan. A lot of what you hear in the news, it doesn't really represent what's real and what's on the ground. Everywhere we go, we have really great food. We meet really warm people. This is a place where the infrastructure has been completely redone. You pull over to the side of the road in the United States and you get some chain hamburger place, like roadside taqueria in Mexico. And it's a family that's been making this one type of barbacoa for the last 30 years. And it'll be one of the best meals you've ever had. There's just a real sense of adventure when we're down in Mexico doing this. We do scout every location that we go to. If we were to ride around in the country, sooner or later, we're going to run into an area that we think is a rough neighborhood. We avoid those. Part of what I love about Mexico is just the variety of things that you can do and how accessible it is. Within 2 days of Mexico City, we can be at the ocean, we can be in the center of a couple large volcanoes, we can be part of different cultural traditions and rituals, vibrant communities, art. You can go somewhere that you've never heard of before and find out it's your new favorite place in the world. In terms of the daily safety on the motorcycles, we put together a safety package that describes the condition of the motorcycles, how often we inspect them. We do a daily inspection of the van. We talk with everyone that's either riding in the van or riding on a motorcycle, and we see if they need any help, if there's any adjustments that need to be made to the motorcycle that helps promote their safety. I tell people to ride to their comfort level. If you need to go slower, that's fine. We're in no hurry. We want you to be comfortable and to have a great time. All our motorcycles are late model 750, 850, or 1250 BMWs. Some have lowered suspensions and seats for riders that have shorter inseams. This year, we'll be featuring Royal Enfield bikes. Are great for touring and riding around and really getting a sense of what Mexico looks like. We're riding on average 2 to 3 hours a day, somewhere between 800 and 1,000 miles. I don't really think of it in terms of miles per day. I know what the overall trip is, but I like to think of it in terms of hours. We want you to take the time to be able to see the country and not just view it as you drive by at 45 or 60 miles an hour. All our trips start in one of 3 locations. They're Mexico City, Puerto Vallarta, and Oaxaca City. So the price for these trips is $3,500. We have a range of prices depending on whether you want to ride a motorcycle or you want to ride in the adventure van. If you're riding a motorcycle, it's 7 days hotel, breakfast every day, a couple of special events that we plan. If you have a passenger that's riding with you, that's staying in the same room with you, maybe you're riding 2 up on a motorcycle, that additional passenger is $500. If you're riding in the van, the trip starts at $2,500. Really inexpensive, I guess is a better way to call it than cheap, because we're staying at 3-star or better hotels. We usually stay at a really nice spa on each trip. We also tell people that they should anticipate spending $50 to $75 a day, depending on their comfort level and how they like to spend money on vacation. You're buying gasoline, tolls, typically a meal during the day. If you bring $50 or $75, you'll be able to travel like a king or a queen. We realized that a lot of folks who've been to Mexico before have taken some kind of package deal where they get round-trip airfare and 7 days in Cancun, where you get rushed from the airport to a hotel and you're fed cheap cocktails. That isn't what this is. Depending on how soon in advance you get your tickets, but tickets to Mexico City can be as low as $189. I drove my motorcycle to the DMV in Champaign, Illinois when I was 19 and asked, what does it take to get a motorcycle license? And an hour and a half later, I had left with a motorcycle license. I have ridden bikes all over the United States, South America, Mexico, you name it. But I'm also probably the least biker guy you've ever met in your life. I really enjoy the pace of travel in Mexico. I enjoy being able to stop and meet people. I've been accused of having never met a stranger. I've been all over the United States. When I was in my 20s, I drove trucks and I drove about 10,000 miles a month. I have seen every road in America. I found all the rope swings. I found the hot springs. I really loved it. I knew that Mexico had to have the same, if not more. It's almost indescribable. As many photographs as I take, as many stories as I tell, it really requires a poet to explain the feeling that you get when you're in nature or you're with friends that you've just met. And that's what I like about Mexico.